Now today's episode is going to be quick, easy, simple, and it's going to be creamy mashed potatoes. And I know what y'all were thinking, mashed potatoes? Everybody can make mashed potatoes. But no, you're wrong. Everybody cannot make mashed potatoes. But we're gonna go ahead and get started, okay? So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potatoes, russet potatoes, all-purpose potatoes, whatever you wanna call it. I just want to get these peeled. Get those peeled up. And go ahead and do that. And I shall return once these are peeled. Okay, y'all. So I have all my potatoes washed and peeled and washed. So now what I want to go ahead and do is just cut these into like some cubes, however you want to cut them. Just cut them so when they boil, it'll be easier and quicker for them to boil and get soft and tender. So you can cut them like that. Yep, about that size. Whichever is easier for you. It doesn't have to be even because you're gonna mash these up anyway. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting these cut up and I shall return. Okay, you guys, so I have my potatoes all cut up. So now I wanna do is just pour them into my pot. And then I want to cover the mashed potatoes, maybe about halfway, but just make sure your potatoes are covered so they can boil. Okay, so I have about a teaspoon of salt and I just want to place that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and let it boil. I'm gonna have it on maybe about a 7.5, okay? And then I'm going to cover them and just let them cook. All right, y'all. So these potatoes have been boiling for about 20 minutes. And what I like to do is test to see if they're tender, and it is. I can stick my fork right through it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get these drained and get them into my bowl, and we'll finish these up. Okay, so now that I have the potatoes all rinsed and they're in my bowl, I have a 1/2 cup of milk. I have a tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. And I just want to mash this up. Now, you can always add more milk if you need more. But I started out with a 1/2 just to see if I needed more or not. I'll just mash that up really good. So you want to get yourself a potato masher. And I think it does need a little bit more milk. So I'm gonna get maybe about another 1/2 cup just to see how that does. Because I want it real nice and creamy and smooth. Okay, and I'm gonna get an extra cup, 1/2 cup of milk. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more milk to this. Just a little bit. And I'm gonna mash it up some more. So that's about 3/4 cups that I use. And I think that's perfect. So now I have a half a stick of butter that I want to incorporate into those mashed potatoes. And I'm going to take my hand mixer and I just want to whip it on up. Start out low. And just make it real smooth. And always taste your food. Taste it to see if you have enough salt. If you want to add a little more salt, go ahead and add some, but do a little bit at a time. You don't want to add too much because you don't want your potatoes too salty. So it's very easy to make. And if you want to add a little bit more butter, by all means you can. But I'm going to go ahead and get this into a nice little dish and I shall return. All right, you guys, the mashed potatoes are done and I have them on my serving tray. All I did was add some butter and put it in the middle, and I'm just gonna garnish it with a little bit of parsley and get the rest of this meal together, and we are done. All right, thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, bye.